Car leases and mortgages. Let's talk about it today and make sure that your car lease is not blowing up your mortgage, your opportunity to buy a home or refinance. My name's Miles Pitcher. I'm the owner of Superior Lending. I've been in the business 23 years now. So just a couple of basics here. First of all, a car lease is treated as a debt and it is included in your debt ratios. So just understand that that big old lease payment is going to hit your debt ratios in qualifying. Most of the time it does show up on your personal credit report, and that's fine. Just be aware of that. It's also be aware that when you apply for that lease, man, the car dealerships are famous at like running your credit with a whole bunch of places. So it's going to show like 20 different companies looking at your credit. These leases last 1 to 5 years, and you may be looking at a personal car lease versus a business lease. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then we're also going to talk about the less than 10-month rule on a car lease. And what does that mean? So you may have a small business, right? A self-employed business, or maybe your employer wants to pay a car lease for you, but they want you to get that lease in your name. Please be aware that that is totally fine to have the business do that, but you will need to show the underwriter that the business has been paying for the car lease. And that means that that car lease payment needs to come out of the business bank account. You cannot have it come out of your personal bank account for the payment. Now, we've also seen where people have pay stubs from their employers, and there's a line added in there that says car lease reimbursement. That will work, but you have to have that for 12 months in order to remove that lease payment out of your debt ratios. Another thing you need to be aware of is you may go to a dealer and say, I want to get this lease in my business name. We have seen on multiple occasions where the dealer will say, yes, 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 that's all fine. But that car lease will still pop up on your personal credit, and it will still be there and hit you on your debt ratios when you go to qualify for a mortgage. Let me share with you an example. So we had a client who was buying a new home, and he needed to replace one of his vehicles for his business. It was actually for his business partner, and they ended up getting a Mercedes. So when they applied for the lease, they did that while they were buying the home. Okay. And the Mercedes dealer assured them over and over and over that it was going to only be in the business name. And even the paperwork had the business name on it. Well, we got done, we closed the loan, and then we even funded the loan, and the lender did a final check and saw that there was a new lease on our client's credit report. They threatened to call the loan due because that lease was not disclosed to the lender and had happened before the loan had closed. So our client had to scramble, get things squared away, pay off the lease, and get it done out of the way so that they wouldn't have the loan called due. So be very, very careful on that as you're trying to get a mortgage. The next one is this 10-month rule. So there is a underwriting guideline that says, hey, if you have a debt that has 10 months or less on it, 10 payments or less, you can exclude that out of your debt ratios. However, when it comes to a car lease, and solar leases also fit into this, and leases on rental properties, the underwriters and all the agencies have figured out that when you finish out that one lease, you generally will start another lease. And so they will not exclude that 10-month lease or 10-month or less. They will continue to count that in your debt ratios. So If you have a car loan that's a normal installment loan, they will exclude it, because once you're done paying on it, you still keep the car and you have that car free and clear. But with the lease, the 10-month rule is going to hit you. So if you do have a lease with 10 months or less, and you plan on replacing that car or buying it from the dealer, get that all done. See if you can do that a little bit early before you start the mortgage process. Then you're not going to get hit with that lease payment in there. If you have any questions on car leases, let me know. This is a quick little video on how to deal with that and what to be aware of, but they definitely can hit you and hurt your mortgage application. Thanks for watching the video.